Well, there has no doubt been a shift in consumer spending, but has there been a change in consumer habits? With all the talk around the high cost of health care, restaurants are reacting. Uno Restaurants, parent of Uno Chicago Grill, has altered its menu to try to offer up healthier alternatives. Joining us now on a Fox Business exclusive is Frank Guidara. He is president and CEO of Uno Restaurant Holdings. Frank, good to see you again.
Same here, Brian.
You know, we follow on the back of our discussion about healthcare, right? And we've talked a lot in this program about obesity. You run a restaurant, and you've got to balance out, right? Offering up healthier fare, but also giving people what they want. Ultimately, it's not up to the restaurant, it's up to the consumer. How do you balance that out?
Well, we continue to, we started years ago really working on flavor of foods and trying to convince our customers that no matter what you order on the menu, it's great tasting. So if you want to try some of these healthier alternatives, it's still going to be great tasting. And in each category, we offer an alternative. And it's all about choice. So whether it's the chicken category or the pasta category or the beef and seafood category, even the dessert category, there's an option there for you to choose. And we also have, and this is working for us, we have an insiders club that now about 1 million people. And whenever we have these limited time offers, for example, now we're going into our fall harvest, we invite them in and give them samplings off that menu. And they're able to try healthy items that they may not have tried before or wouldn't have thought to try, and convince them that, hey, this is great tasting as well, and maybe I'll have that instead of.
To the untrained nutritional mind, it might be easy to assume there's no such thing necessarily as a healthy pizza. How healthy can you get a pizza that people will still want to eat?
Well, you know, we're famous for our deep dish pizza. We invented it. And it's an indulgent item. There's no question about it. We spent a lot of time trying to make it healthier, but we lost flavor in the process. So as an alternative, we introduced an all-natural crust. And that was successful. Not terribly successful at the beginning, but it's been gaining momentum. Then we added a gluten-free pizza, which we were the first chain to offer a gluten-free pizza. We have a menu with 20 gluten-free items, but the real hero in that menu is that pizza, because a lot of people and kids have never had a pizza that they could eat healthily, or whatever the word is.
Yeah, more healthier. That's how I say it, Frank.
Yeah.
It's totally incorrect, but what the heck? It's live TV. How do you convince consumers to give it a shot? I mean, I got to admit, a deep dish pepperoni and sausage pizza is delicious.
Unbelievable.
So how do you say, you know what, try the thin crust with some veggies?
We do a lot of sampling, and that helps a lot. If you give someone something for free, they'll eat it. And so we sample these healthier items. This new pizza that we introduced, the 5-grain flatbread pizza with vegetables on it, it's dynamite. But it's, and why is it dynamite? It's got cherry tomatoes on it, which are, we saute them in garlic. How much better than that does it get?
But you got to get, and you said something interesting. If you give it away for free, they will try it.
Exactly.
Of course, you don't make any money on it when it's free, but do you see that business kick back? I'm just reading now Chris Anderson's book, Free, right, about how everything should be going free, or at least some things. Does it work? Do you see more residual business when you offer up things at a loss to yourself initially?
Pizza sales continue to go up for us. Every year they've gone up.
Every year.
I would go back 5 years ago with the deep dish. It was a slow decline because people were watching their waistline, or at least trying to watch their waistline, by introducing these healthier alternatives, gluten-free, whole grain, 5-grain, and all natural. We've seen our pizza sales increase every year.
We have the CEO of Domino's Pizza actually on in the next hour. Different business model, but if you watch the commercials, it just seems to me like, as a consumer, that there is a race to the bottom in price right now. As a huge pizza company, who can offer the most pie for the least amount of money, which I got to imagine comes at the expense of margins. How do you compete against that? How do you say to people, hey, come out to Uno, maybe have a better time, spend a little more, and don't order a $6 pizza in your home?
I can speak for Uno's. Discounting is not, we've stayed away from discounting as much as possible. We concentrate on food and the flavor of food, the quality of food.
You didn't want to be GM or the airlines?
Yeah. We didn't want to be the airlines. I'm not sure of the question.
Well, no, really not a question at all, I'm sorry, but training people that the only way they should come in is if there's a coupon or a discount, which we see what happened to the auto industry. You can't get consumers in the showroom unless you offer them $5,000 cash back. It's a race to the bottom.
A lot written now on casual dining that went into heavy discounting, and how are they going to come out on the other side? And I'm glad we didn't follow that trend.
You're in a bit of a different space, but there seems to be a lot of, again, just anecdotally, a lot of restaurant chains that seem to be fairly similar, at least, to me as a consumer. Do you think there's going to be a shaking out in the restaurant industry as a whole?
Yeah, it's been happening and it's going to continue. But I think everybody in casual dining has been trying to cut their own path. And we started 5 years ago. I can speak for Uno's, but I've seen it happen with our competitors. They're all looking for, how do we identify ourselves and how do we separate ourselves from the pack? I'm not sure that all have been successful. I think we've been very successful because we love food. And one of the things that's exciting at Uno's is that trying to get our restaurants and our people in the restaurants really loving food rather than just making food. These LTOs have proven, when I say LTOs, limited time offers.
I was like, what are you talking about?
What's an LTO?
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
I'm thinking LBO, no?
This year alone, we had the New Orleans Jazz Festival in the spring with featuring New Orleans foods, and cooks got really excited about learning how to blacken items. Then we went into a lobster fest, and we did lobster a couple different ways, not just the New England lobster roll, but we used a tarragon mayonnaise, which we freshly make, and with bacon, delicious.
That sounds pretty good.
Oh, and then this new one.
You got to say it like a Boston guy, lobster.
Lobster roll.
L-A-B-S-T-A-H.
S-T-A, always ends in an H.
Frank Guidara, CEO of Uno Restaurant Holdings, better known as Pizzeria Uno or Uno Chicago Grill. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Brian.
Appreciate it.